What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Look, man, I had something I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna come back to that, but I guess I'll stick to my original posts because I want to talk about something. But y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. Just bear with me. Um, I just want to talk about the exposing culture, the exposure culture. That's what we're calling it, and I don't mean from a standpoint of when we see corruption in the world, when we see um, racism and injustice and corrupt individuals in power. I'm not talking about that kind of exposure in terms of not going after those types of people. I'm 100% in favor of that, as y'all know. I'm breaking it down to just a personal level. A lot of times people have problems with folks and then they decide they're going to get on the internet. I'm going to get on the internet and I'm going to expose this person. I'm going to expose my ex-boyfriend. I'm going to expose my ex-girlfriend, my ex-wife, my ex-husband. I'm going to expose my coworker for what this or that. I didn't like something that. And then that internet is used as a platform to turn it into your own, I guess, personal news station. Now, there's a term, there's a couple of things that cross my mind when I think about this, but one of the terms that I think about is the term is being messy. And a lot of people might look at that as being simple, like, oh, that's just a little simple way to explain, a little cop out way to explain it. But that's really actually what it is. Because I've always been under the thought that if once I'm done dealing with a situation, just be done dealing with it. Just be done dealing with it. And I know what happens is a lot of people, they feel vindicated if they can say, well, we was together for 5 years, but guess what I'm gonna do now? Since you did me this way, I'm gonna tell about all that money you was stealing, da 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 da. Yeah, but you benefited from the money that she was stealing or he was stealing. It's always something that people were aware of that seemed to be okay when y'all were okay. But the minute that y'all are not okay, now it becomes, yeah, well, what if I let such and such know that this happened and this happened and that, and like I say, that's in my eyes, it's a pretty childish way to handle um, controversy and handle situations like that. Just separate. Just simply go your separate ways and part ways and um, and process and deal with it the way you got to deal with it. That's the mature way, in my opinion, that people should handle those types of things. Because what are you? And I guess I'm at, what satisfaction are you really getting out of it to go down that kind of road? It's like, are you just kicking back and then you just want to read comments? You just want to read what people say? Well, yeah. You want to see what your homeboy told you, man, yeah, you shouldn't have even dealt with. I told you how she was, or your homegirl, yeah, I knew how he was at first. Anyway, you want validation. You want validation because you are um, going at a person or talking down on a person that you selected. You're talking down on the person that you selected, and now you're making it out to be as if it's a situation where, and you might have been wronged. Now, don't let me say that. Let me make sure I don't make that mistake. You may have been wronged. The person may have wronged you. The person may have hurt you. But sometimes I believe that when you figure out how a person is, it's a good thing. Now, it may not feel like a good thing in the moment if you have invested feelings into that person or you feel a certain way about a situation. It may not feel like a good thing at the moment, but it's actually a good thing if you find out, especially if you find out before y'all get too far. Y'all done had 2 children, y'all got married, y'all have um, um, businesses and property and assets together that makes the split up messy and all that. If you get out before all that happens, then you've done good, you've done well. But it's really childish to me to try to see people get online and just turn it into a soapbox to be able to just really talk bad about a person who at some point was the greatest thing since sliced bread to you. And I see it all the time. I see it all the time. Unfortunately, that was me seeing something like this is what really inspired this video. It's like, it's insane, man. It's and the truth of the matter is, even the person who's doing the exposing, I think one of the things that they tend to overlook is that they haven't been 100% perfect throughout the course of whatever connection they had with the other person. You haven't been perfect either. So the same way that there are things that you'll say about that person, most likely there are things that that person can in return come back and say about you. And that's usually what happens. Usually what happens is that it turns into tit for tat. It turns into, she went online and said, what about me? Oh, okay, well, I got some things I can go online and say about her. So now I'm finna go on live at Instagram come on, man. And these are the grown people now. These are the grown people that are getting down like this. And it's very disappointing, because if you are a grown person, and in some cases grown, with children of your own, I don't think, and this is just my opinion, I don't think that sets a good example. I don't think that lays out a good visual for your children to see you behaving in that way. And even once would be kind of stretching it. Now, there are scenarios where you may have to come out, but I say that only in defense. Like if you got to defend yourself, somebody's slandering you, or just straight up, somebody slandering your name or coming at you in a way that's out of pocket, you may have to defend yourself. Your character is being questioned in a way that is not reflective of who you are. Somebody just trying to troll or like I say, destroy your character. You may have to come out and defend yourself on that level. Maybe. This depends. But even once, just in the other direction where I'm just gonna do it, yeah, because I'm hurt right now. I'm upset I'm mad and angry right now. But a lot of times it's not just once. It's like a series. I've seen people, they just video after video, like carrying on weeks, months. You still on it. Because some people have not figured out how to process situations and understand what's important and what's insignificant. And in the moment, we think that whatever it is we're upset about is the worst, most horrible thing that could ever happen in the history of humankind. We just think it's the worst thing ever. So we got to speak on it. And then you look up and a year later, that don't even matter no more. Not even a year sometimes. 3-4 months later, it don't even matter no more. And you could go back and look at how foolish that both of you or all of you, because other people jump on board and they get whatever. I'm gonna tell about when I saw her do this, and and other people just get involved in it, man. It's a lack of maturity. It's not necessary, and it's a lack of maturity. So, and it snowballs. Like I said, it snowballs into other things, and if somebody's getting the best of somebody, then now you never know what it could escalate into, and that's the last thing that we want. So y'all keep that in mind, man. Learn how to step away from the situation first mentally, to where say, you know what, okay, yeah, I'm upset, but I'm okay. I'm gonna let y'all have it. I'm gonna let them have that. Then that helps you step away from it from a physical side. Physical side meaning you're typing fingers, and physical side also meaning from a possible escalation that can go into something that's gonna really jam you up. That you absolutely don't want. So let's keep that in mind as we move forward, y'all. Some things are not worth the trouble. Some people are definitely not worth the trouble all the time. And